Why can't I get it? Is it working? Did I even make it work? I don't even know if it's working here. Start streaming. Okay. All right. Oh, we're already on. Oh, it's already happening. So I've been sitting here trying to make things work for the last couple of minutes. Welcome, everybody, to Highly Motivated Sunday Smoke Sesh. You've made it. You're here. We're all here together. And coming on just a little bit late tonight, literally just minutes late, but I made it. It's been a hectic day. This has been a Sunday of Sundays. So many things getting ready, completed, pushing forward. I mean, just a Halloween. Halloween's right around the corner, and it's zombie season. This is okay. I love Halloween. It's like my favorite time of year. But then what do I do with all the crap from Halloween after Halloween? So it's no longer Halloween. And, what do I do with everything? I keep it in storage. So this room that I'm in right now, my podcast room, welcome to the show, everyone. This podcast room is my storage. It is a mini greenhouse, and amongst other things, it's everything. It's an everything room. Everything goes into the room. Everything happens here in the room. So cheers, everybody. Welcome to the show. It has been a busy week leading up to today. And today being the whole weekend's been busy. So many events, so many things going on. And here we are, just relaxing a bit, just chilling in this this wild weekend. So the topic today, and I'll let you know, because I know usually it's just a smoke sesh. Usually we're just getting together to smoky tokey a little bit, and a chit chat about the happenings of the week and whatnot. But something a little more serious. I was listening to the Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan was talking something about dreams. What happens to us when we dream? Where do we go? And that got me thinking. I mean, it did more than get me thinking. Exactly where do we go? Are we leaving and going to another stage of existence, another realm, another reality that is running concurrently next to ours? Who knows? We don't know. So tonight, we're going to try talking a little bit about astral projection, like out-of-body experiences. We'll also talk a little bit tonight about lucid dreaming and parallel realities. So we're going to try not getting too deep. Like the last show, I kind of saved it to the end right before I was really getting off. The last hour, I started getting a little bit deeper into our discussion. But again, tonight we're going to touch on like quantum physics and the multiverse. I told you, I really thought about this deeply. When I was listening, I didn't catch the whole show. I caught tidbits of the Joe Rogan. And in that, there was incredible questions that were brought up. And that's where everything starts. Everything starts from incredible questions. Everything starts from questioning the reality around you. And this also helps you realize your role. It helps you realize how strong you are, how capable you are. So, anyways, okay, so, did I lose my lighter? Okay. Energy, recharging, connection to the universal energy. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Dreams as reflections of the subconscious or the collective unconscious, especially when it comes to manifestation. When I talk manifestation, in our physical realm, we are being worked against. The yin or the yang may not be yinging and yanging in the way we need it to. Because in our physical realm, everything fights against us. People often tell me, Oren, the world is working against me. The world is fighting everything I do. The harder I push for something, the harder the world pushes back at me. It's you. It's you that is pushing back against you. It is you fighting you. It's as simple as that. Stop overcomplicating life. Stop overcomplicating everything we do. Everything we do, we're overcomplicating, we're overthinking, we're putting too much on it. Be simple. Simple is easy. So, in that, stop overcomplicating. Let's keep going. Let's keep going here. Okay. Ooh, let me light this up. Before I get too serious on a Sunday smoke sesh, let me just look at some of my notes, checking out some things here. All right, all right. So dreams as reflections of the subconscious or the collective unconscious. And we're gonna get a little deeper into that as well. Maybe even traveling through time. Now, all of this is in our sleep. What happens to us when we sleep? And at first, when I first heard this, I'm like, you sleep, you fucking fall asleep. You maybe go into a deep dream and you dream, and your body is releasing all of the experiences and thoughts and everything that you go through in a day, that you experience in a day. But then when I dream, many times I speak in foreign languages that I don't know. I have whole conversations. I don't remember any of my dreams. I haven't dreamed and remembered a dream in over 20 years. Over 20 years it's been since I've remembered a dream, since I believe I've even dreamed. But then Angie will tell me all the time that you talk in your sleep. You have whole conversations in your sleep. You speak in accents that you like. I do a lot of accents. I have a French accent, a German accent, a Middle Eastern accent. I can do Scottish and Irish, and but as an accent, for fun. And there's many times I've been told it's a whole different accent, it's a whole different person. Even speaking in a fluency of languages. I speak a few different languages, but barely conversational. This one time, Angie said I was speaking French with a French accent, like a French person, in my sleep. Sitting up and talking and responding and being part of something. I find I don't speak French, and to know that I was speaking in such fluency, what is going on in my subconscious? Where am I to know that I'm speaking in tongues? I'm speaking in languages that I don't know. So when we sleep, where do we go? What happens to us? Do we have a communication with the higher self? At that point, when people say you go into this deep dream and you go into this frequency, we are all frequency, we are all vibration, we are all energy. So when our body sleeps, our physical body, what's happening to the energy of us? And I keep saying it like this because I keep getting more excited. I keep getting more, wow, wait a second, this is deeper than we ever anticipated it could be. Look, when I said, are we communicating with a higher self? Tesla and Einstein, and there was a few others. That there was an Indian mathematician many, many, many moons ago, many, many moons ago, that he said when he used to go to sleep, he would see numbers. He would see people talking to him. He would see diagrams and problems and mathematical algorithms and formulations, and they just made sense. And he would meditate, and he would almost get messages. The same with Tesla, Nikolai Tesla. He would do micro sleeping, and in his micro sleep, he would get information. He would get numbers. He would get frequency. He would get vibration. He would see so much. Because what? Because he was open to this. He was looking for this. I don't know. But when we sleep, are we connected to the... Because I believe we're each individually, the easiest way to describe something, we're each individual little quantum computers. And in our quantumness, in our processing power of whatever we do, maybe when we sleep, we are connecting to the mainframe and downloading our experiences. Or if we haven't interacted with somebody or something, it happens in our dream, or it happens in that other realm, that connection to dare I even say, to the afterlife, or to the energies that have passed on from their physical bodies and have not chosen back into regular bodies. Is this a place we go to in our sleep? I mean, one thing that we're also going to talk about maybe is even exploring the Akashic records. You know, according to some spiritual traditions, the Akashic records store every event, thought, and emotion across time. Sleep talking in an unknown language or accent might be your mind's way of accessing these records. So was Tesla and Einstein and the Indian mathematician accessing the Akashic record where every action of everything of every ever that's ever happened? Are they just pulling things out of a memory book and saying, ah, that makes sense. Let's try that. Like with Tesla and just so many discoveries this man had made, so much genius, where he even said he did not think this on his own. He got this information. He got this knowledge from somewhere else. Okay, here we go. I waited too long. I just sat here and I've been talkie. This is Old Car Smell from Ideal, which is a Goldflower cannabis, uh, Goldflower cannabis here in the state of Florida. They are a medical provider. And this Old Car Smell is sitting at, wait. I can't even tell you because I can't see. I can't see. This is sitting at 27.2% THC. And the terpies are 1.89. When it comes to Old Car Smell, now that's stinky. It's stinky, like so super stinky. It's got a certain stink that lingers, but it's delicious. It's beautiful. And it's something the mind and the body needs to kind of balance and bring things together. It is an indica. And normally I don't smoke indicas. Even at night. Even at night, I won't smoke indicas. Why? Because I don't need them. They're mind and muscle relaxants. And for me, that's not what I need. I need pain deterrence, or I need my pain to go away. And when my pain goes away, my body is able to relax better. So I have a lot of nerve pain. I have a lot of bone pain. When I smoke sativas, it quells nerve and bone pain. But the reason I like Old Car Smell, the terpenes, the smell, the taste, right? And that right there is shaping how your entourage effect is going to be. That right there shapes how the cannabis is really going to affect you. Now, this one, while in this room, I don't know why I'm like stuffed up in this room. I come into this room, I close the door, I smog it out a little bit, and I get all stuffed up. Hey, Nick, welcome to the show. It's got to be the room. There's something about this room. I'm going to tear it apart and figure it out eventually. Howdy, Nick. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Sunday Smoke Sesh. I'm smoking a little bit of Old Car Smell. Old Car Smell, got it in the 7 pre-rolls, 7 1 grams. There's not many left. Look at that. Aren't those gorgeous? To me, this is a gorgeous thing because pre-rolls, I'm not a big cone smoker. I like joints that have been rolled by hand or rolled by a machine that rolls them by hand. So these right here are that. And the reason I love a pre-roll, because I don't have to break up any weed. I don't have to do shit. I just get out my container, I open it up, I grab it, I light it, boom. Now it's time to relax. So this is a hybrid leaning indica. But for me, what's interesting about this is the way the smell and taste of it, they don't totally indica me out. It doesn't knock me out entirely. It mellows me. And I was thinking tonight on a Sunday smoke sesh, what better? But let's be a little bit more mellow. You like the vaping from Goldflower. It's delicious. And I'll tell you what, it is. They've really got it down. I've been so impressed with their products. And I'm talking about Goldflower cannabis. We're here in Florida, and here in Florida, it's a medical market. Now, I don't know how much longer that medical market is going to go, because we are on the cusp of a recreational vote, or an amendment to the Constitution here in Florida, or an amendment to a law that's already in effect, which would be the medical marijuana law, and that amendment would allow recreational. So that's coming up very soon, like what, like next month? I think the vote is next month. Is it this month? October, November. I think November's the vote. But we're getting close. And there's a lot of money, a lot of people, and a lot of opinions that have gone into Amendment 3. Vote yes on 3, vote no on 3. Who the hell knows anymore? It's getting so confusing. My personal stance is I like medical, and I want medical to stick around. I like the testing and the price affordability and the top quality cannabis. I like knowing where my medication's coming from, how I can track it. I like I almost like the state being observant of my medical use so they can track that medication. So that, look, we're not, with this new law, we're not going to be able to grow. And that's really all I've ever wanted. I like to grow wherever I go, but I can't grow here in Florida. So, no grow, and it's not going to be in the law. Now, I've even seen people saying, look, you can argue for it later, you can change it later. No, you would have to draft an entirely new law. This is an amendment to the Constitution. Very rare that this happens, and it only happens every 7 years. So if this doesn't pass, for this specific law to be changed this way, it would take another 7 years. Now, we will have other laws and other recreational bills presented to Florida within a couple of year process. But doing it this way is a very sneaky way. It's some people are saying, look, just do it, get it in there so that we can change it later, or at least we have recreational. Is it so good? So good that you can go buy an ounce every single day of shitty weed. That's what's going to happen because people are going to run out of the good weed. The taxes are going to be too high. The quality will be substandard. The reason I like medical, it's quality, it's price. I don't want to pay tax. Taxes can be very expensive. Upwards of almost, I think they were saying 40+% on the taxes of recreational cannabis. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So just for price affordability and for quality continuation, because that way we're not going to have a price hike. We're not going to have a supply and demand type of situation. I say let's stay medical. But I seem to be of the minority. I seem to be of the minority that wants to stay medical. I won't stand in the way of progress, but I'm going to push medical. I'm going to push the unlearning and relearning of cannabis so that we can use it better as a medication, better as a recreation. We can use it as a better choice in our health future. That's what I want to do. That's what Oregonji is going to be all about. So so say we go recreational. Fine, go recreational. Who gives a shit? Oregonji is still going to be here teaching people how to use cannabis properly, medically, to use it as a topical, use it as an additive to a regimen that you're already doing with maybe even with pharmaceuticals, maybe as a way to soften the transition of heavy pharmaceutical medications. But I want to stay medical. I want to stay medical because this way we can progress the medical aspect, the medical point of view. We can continue to push forward with possible cures for Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and dementia. The more recreational we go, the less we look at its medical benefits, the less we look at cannabis as a superfood. So I want to stay medical. I don't want it to turn into a tourist attraction and to destroy the tourism that we already have here in Florida. I'm a very simple person, But I do know progress. Eventually, it will be recreational. And that's okay. It gives me more time to reach more people to teach them about making cannabis tea or eating cannabis raw or smoking something specific to your mind and your body and your individualism. Mm. So that's the mission. That's what I'm going to try. And especially jumping more into a recreational realm, I want to push more of its health benefits, losing weight, regulating your blood sugar with cannabis, not pharmaceuticals, cannabis, eating cannabis raw, THCV, sativa. I love THCV. I think it's a miracle. It's a miracle magic cannabinoid in combination with the other cannabinoids. But eating it raw and doing it in a regimen with making tea and juicing it. I love juicing cannabis when I have the opportunity. Not often do I get the opportunity because it's expensive and it's scarce to be able to get in quantities enough to juice it. And then I'm out of flour and I'm like, what do I do? So I have to procure it from other places. Mm. This old car smell has been so stinky. I can't smell anything but this. Taste wise, it's a bunch of different flavors coming together, and it is gassy. It is cheesy. Woo! It's like something that was left in the back seat of the car. Old car smell. But it's been really smooth. I've just been smoking this. It's been so enjoyable. So that's how I feel about the medical vote coming up. I've talked about it before on the show. I've had whole shows about it. And do I believe in, look, the bill has not even been written yet. The amendment to the Constitution here in Florida to allow for recreational, the bill has not been written. Everybody's going all crazy. Oh, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. No, there is no home grow. There are no new licenses. Nothing is changing other than the very large corporations are taking over. That's it. It's going to be available for more people for a more expensive price. The same medical providers are going to be doing the cultivation, so they're going to run out of what they have. So the medical people are going to run out. That's my fear. That's where I am right now, until they can catch up. So the first year is going to be wonky and crazy and very disorganized, especially for your medical cannabis patients. I use cannabis medically. I don't say I have a bunch of issues, but without cannabis, I feel like I have a lot of issues. Because of cannabis, no. Because of cannabis, I feel balanced. I feel normal. I feel set and centered and concentrated. I get so much shit done. And when I say so much shit done, it's phenomenal. The amount of drive and in combination with concentration and getting things done, in achieving all of my goals in very short periods of time. And I attribute that not just to sativas, but eating right, feeling better, feeling good. I attribute that to a little bit of stretching and exercise in the morning. And yes, Nick, I'm trying to stretch, and I haven't watched that program yet, but I haven't caught it yet, but I will eventually. But yeah, I attribute that to the great energy of cannabis and how it's helped me, because without it, I'm all over the map. I can't concentrate. I have so much going on, and I can't bring any of it together. But with cannabis, it helps me concentrate and do one thing at a time. Just one thing at a time. That's it. Tonight, I need to mention, by the way, I'm not coming live on Instagram. So I'm gonna release this on Instagram after we have the podcast tonight, or the podcast, or the video cast, because That's all it is now. It's a video cast for you, for me, for the community of cannabis, for those even outside of cannabis with questions or that just want to hang out as friends. Here we are. And that's what this show is for. This is not for anything else. But there's education and there's talky talk of many different things. Talky talk of many different things. Like tonight, dreams. Dreams are the big talk. Where do we go? What happens to our energetic, non-physical self? What happens to our subconscious? So, you know, are we, and I mentioned, are we traveling within dimensions, within realities, within understandings? When we sleep, is it a connection back to the mothership? I don't even know what the hell mothership would be. But, I mean, during sleep, the mind could be acting as a navigator of different dimensions, with each dream or sensation corresponding to a different reality or frequency. Told you we could get deep. We could. And so when I'm sleep talking, that could be a moment where I've fully crossed into another dimension, another reality living that I am playing out like a recorder, possibly, maybe embodying a version of myself that speaks another language. So instead of it jumping into somebody else's body, I'm jumping into my own body. I'm jumping into another version of me that speaks that speaks French fluently and has a whole different accent. And these vocalizations could be messages from another reality currently playing, currently going on right next to my reality, right beside my reality. But instead of me living in America, I'm living in France. But it's a whole nother universe, a whole nother multiverse. And before I've mentioned, for every big decision that we have, it changes something. And that something lives on and in its own reality. So I think that right there, and their theories, we're going to talk tonight about all those theories and how they come together. And we probably won't talk about them all. Last week there was some crazy stuff I wanted to talk about, and we didn't quite get to it, which is probably good because it gets very deep. Our understanding of our reality. What exactly is time and space when there is no time? And I say that, and it's hard for me to even understand what I mean. Like, Orrin, what do you mean there is no time? There's no past, there's no present, and there's no future. Because time, like I've mentioned before, can be manipulated just like a river. We can stop our boat in a river, we can speed it up, we can slow it down, we can go backwards. But it's all intentional power or intentional action. Action with intention and direction. It's how much you want it. It's how much you need it. There's a song in the back of my head right now. How much do you want it? How much do you need it? Oons, 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 oons. I wrote this pickle song once. Was the best damn song in the world. I gotta find the lyrics for this. The pickle song was genius. And it started off with like a oons, oons, oons. Pickles in a jar. Okay. I was really into pickles that day. And I was very high. And it just hit me. That's how all my raps kind of do. I don't mean to write a rap, or I don't mean to write a song, but I'll be sitting there and just I have this beat in the back of my head. And sometimes I'll be like, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay. I think my influence in my rapping style is like Digital Underground. I like my beats funky. I'm spunky. I like my oatmeal lumpy. I'm sick with this. Straight gangsta Mac. And sometimes I get ridiculous. Okay. That's Digital Underground. That's some holy shit right there. That's almost like it wasn't appreciated enough. I don't think Digital Underground, the group, really got their play. I mean, maybe it's because the guy's nose was big and he looked kind of funny, but that's all right. I was gonna start rapping again. I'm in a rapping mood now. No, that's what's happening, y'all. Welcome to Sunday Smoke Sesh. This is it. This is the vibe. And I'm wearing sunglasses because it's fucking bright in here. And I know they make me look cool because I'm cool. I don't need the glasses to be cool. But they're making me feel even cooler. Okay. mm, mm, mm. So bad for me, but so delicious. So smoking some old car smell, a 1 grammer. And I'll tell you something. Look, this thing doesn't run. It puts itself out because I talk too long. That's a really good smoke. If you have comments on Facebook, I do need to mention I don't see it. I'm working on it. I'm trying to find a work through, but meantime, can't see it. So I will get there for sure. Oh, I wanted to introduce my little buddy over here. This is this right here. Okay. For Halloween, I buy stupid shit. And this is okay. This is it's part of my costume. So in a way, I'm gonna be carrying my cat around. So I'll be carrying my cat. I'm gonna be a zombie with his cat. Maybe it's gonna go this way. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, I'm working on the costume. It's a work in progress. There's a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot of moving parts, and I just really haven't brought them all together yet. So bear with me. It'll happen. Maybe, maybe not. So I see Nick, you like the vape. Now, Nick, did you went to Goldflower. What did you get? Like, did you get before I jump into like serious talky talk over here? What did you get? You said you like the vapes, they're very flavorful. Did you get the distillates? Did you get the rosin? Because it's important that you enjoy what you're smoking. If you're vaping, it's important you enjoy it. I mean, if it tastes awful, why are you smoking it? Like, why are you smoking it? What are you doing? But I see here in his comments on the screen. Okay. Nick has mentioned he likes vaping from Gold Leaf. Hello. Very flavorful. And you know something? The rosin, where is it? I have it right here. So this is the roll-ups, I think. I had the Cadillac Rainbow with the hash burger, and that was delicious. And that's a hybrid. That was like a sativa leaning indica. Very interesting. It would get my body. I would feel energy, but not enough to want to do too much. Like I had to push myself to really get a lot of things done on that strain. It would have been more of a good evening relax. Like I'm still thinking and still working on the computer. I'll smoke that in the evening, but it won't keep me too riled up. Now the roll ups is a hybrid leaning sativa, more sativa. Very delicious, fruity, right to the brain. You feel that energy move directly to the top part, to your thinking and your movement. So you want to get things done. It's still early for me. I have hours of work still to do. So so not too many, but this is an indica though. This is the old car smell that we're smoking right now. Old car smell is an indica. But funny enough, you see it's not slowing me down. I'm relaxed, but it's not doing what an indica would normally do to me. Indicas are more mind and muscle relaxants. This is not doing the mind and muscle relaxant part. And I find it delicious. Okay, but even down this low, that's when it starts getting kind of harsh. So let's get back to topic. Let's get back to talking about whatever. So the first one I mentioned was astral projection. Astral projection, out of body experiences. Now, I had an experience with this and it taught me. I was sent. So I was a bad kid. I was like, I was always sent places. I was sent to military school because I was a bad kid. Um, there was one summer, my parents went to Europe, and I was such a bad kid that they weren't bringing me with, but they had nowhere to send me. Like they had nobody to watch me at the house. Nobody, as a kid, what was I? I don't even remember how old I was. I don't even remember how old I was. I had to be 15, 14. Had to be around that kind of an age where, between 13 and 15, where you can't stay on your own because you could throw parties and get arrested, or you're just too young. And 15 back in the day, we were much worse than the 15-year-olds now. Maybe not. No. I've watched TV. These 15-year-olds are bad. They're bad kids. bad kids. So whatever. No comparison. But in that, I was a bad kid. So my parents sent me to this weird school it was like for a month or 2 months. 2 months. Because I knew I just wanted to leave. Just wanted to get the fuck out of there. It was crazy. We flew in on a propeller plane. Gunnison, Colorado? Maybe it was Gunnison, Colorado. But that's not where we flew. There was a college. Maybe that's in Gunnison. But we flew into a college and there was nobody there. I mean, the students could have been gone for a period of time, but that whole 2-month period, this is a huge college campus. Nobody was there. And I was staying in the dormitories with somebody else, my roommate, whoever it was. I can't remember his name. All I can remember is he had this skincare regimen with Neutrogena or New Skin or new NU something. That's all I remember about him. But he would do this skincare regimen for like an hour in the morning, an hour at night, and he would take it very seriously. And I was like, this is very interesting. I've never seen anybody work on their skin like this. Like you're an alien or something, and you're trying to do something like. No, I mean he could have been. I'm just making that shit up now, just throwing that out there. So, anyways, I went to the school. And we're gonna smoke more of that full melt hash right now. The roll-ups, full melt has melted a bit on me. I had it in the freezer, but it still melted. I cleaned out my pipe. It doesn't matter. It's melted. So I went to this school or this place. So we flew in. I want to say it was Gunnison, Colorado, and we flew in via propeller plane. It probably one of the most, I think we flew a regular plane into Denver. And then in Denver, we got onto a puddle jumper, a propeller plane that took us into Gunnison, Colorado. So I do distinctly remember the propeller stopping, all motion, in the middle of the air. And it was such a small plane. There's no stewardess. It's a small plane. You see the pilot. Hey, everybody. No need for the intercom. There was, I think on our flight in, there was like 20 people, maybe, maximum. Not even 20 people. That sounds like a lot to me. But that feels like we were almost on top of each other. And it was rough. The weather was rough. It was a flight of flights, but that's all I remember coming in. So anyways, this school, tonight, right now I mentioned astral projection and out of body experiences. So the first week we were there in this school, this lady comes in, and she mentioned a project that she was part of, and a project. And I can't remember the name of the project, but there were so we were all in a gigantic auditorium, and they had us had everybody laying down, and I would like to say there was at least 200 people, maybe 300. It was so many people, and all these kids. It was all these kids and adults and whatever. I mean, I thought it was. I was starting to think this shit was like a cult. I'm not gonna kid you. I was like, this is a cult. My parents sent me to a cult. This is some bullshit. But anyways, a week in. I mean, keep in mind a week leading up to it though. I mean, everything was really. The food was amazing. The activities were incredible. Um, I mean, we did acting groups and study groups. I mean, it was like going to camp, but above and beyond. So a week in, this was something different, something special, and it was and because I'd never seen all the different camps before. Like instead, I had only maybe known maybe there was maybe 75 people I'd seen, but to see all of the camps come together from this campus, easily 300 people in this auditorium. So this one lady came in and talked to everybody and told everybody quickly about her project, and what's going on. And she explained how anybody can leave their body, an out of body experience using alpha state. I do remember this. And she goes, it's simple, it's easy. We've been teaching people in the government, and now we'd like to teach you and see how this goes. And I still practice many of these things that I was taught, to be able to let go of pain, let go of stress, let go of anger, just let go. And sometimes you have to. I'll explain it. But so what happened? They brought us into this giant auditorium, 300 odd people, and everybody's laying down. And she goes, so she explained it. She goes, okay, now here's what we're going to do. And I need you to believe in me, trust in me, and follow what I'm saying. And then follow yourself. Understand that you don't want to get too far away. You know, if you feel like you're too far, it's okay. I'm here and we're going to pull you right back in. So don't have that fear. But by doing this on your own and practicing on your own, please know there's got to be limitations. She was telling us, she goes, tether yourself. You know, as you believe you're beginning to get into this alpha state, into this out of body experience, mentally have that tether on your physical body, knowing you can't go too far if you don't feel comfortable. And she explained a lot of different things. And we didn't do this just one night. We ended up doing this for about a month. So that first night, though, was all about the relaxation and letting go of your body. So that was probably one of the hardest things, because we have a physical want to hold on to ourselves, to our physical form that's really not there, that's kind of manifested. And let me just that's sweet tea, and it's sweet tea. So we went to this place, and this place is in the middle of nowhere, and it was snowing and just crazy outside. So we're at this place. I didn't hear from my parents at all. Not one fucking phone call. They're in Europe. They're having a great time. I was a terrible shit. I was a terrible shit for a kid. I was terrible. So, um, anyways, so we're all laying down, and she's talking us through letting go from our feet to our head. And it was about thinking nothing. It was about letting go of everything. And as a kid, this helped. This, when I had the time to be able to meditate like this, not even leaving the body, but this action of letting go of the feeling and the movement in your toes, and then your feet, and then having it move up to your calves, and you feel nothing and you move nothing, up your legs, up into your body, and you're laying down. Your eyes are not open, they're closed. You're going into your subconscious. So this month-long alpha state workshop that I was part of was amazing. And the things that I feel like I was capable of doing and that I had done with my own eyes of proof was phenomenal. Um, I would tell you, and I would hear, it's bullshit. Fine. I don't give a shit. I know what I saw. I know what I did, and I know what I learned. And I'll talk about it. But the reason I include out of body experiences or astral projection when I talk about when I talk about what happens to us when we sleep. So the reason I include that is because of what I was capable of doing in alpha state. What I was capable of doing, learning from this program at this school in Gunnison, Colorado, as a kid. I'm gonna have to find out from my dad how old was I at the time they sent me off to this place. But we flew in. I remember flying in on a propeller plane, flying out on a propeller plane. Small town, and I never went to the town until after like my after a week of us astral projecting, after a week of us doing out of body experience in the alpha state program. So like a week later, there was one words escape me. It's what is it? What is it? Uh, uh, I can't. I don't know. My brain just went blah blah. Um, so one of the things that they had us do, um, the program of going into alpha state, um, one of the assignments. Oh my god, that took me so long to get that word out of my mouth. I'm shocked that it took me so long. Doing some full star, 6 star, full star melt, roll ups, hash, beautiful melted sugary trichomes right now. I'm excited. Here we go. Okay. Ooh, that's smooth. So after a week of the program and a week of us going into alpha state, one of the assignments was, see, it took me a while to get my brain back. One of the assignments was when we do our out of body experience, go into town. Go into town and place something somewhere that nobody else will actually see this. Only you. Only you will recognize it. Only you will see it. But it's got to be in town. I don't remember exactly how she gave the assignment, but we went into our alpha state and we went into this out of body experience. And so it wasn't necessarily about placing something, about seeing something. A post office and a place where people drop mail. And gum was stuck to the back underside of this unit. As I saw the post office, I saw the town, I came through and I saw the barber shop and I saw a bookstore and I saw different things. And you're thinking, yeah, these are things you're going to see, but it's how specific these things were. And then a post office, big lawn, big area opened up and drive area where people were dropping off mail. And there was gum stuck to the back of the metal dropping mail thing. And I thought that's weird, you know. And so I'd never been to town, but this was the out of body experience. It was one of the things that I saw. Just one thing. I saw many things. I saw many shapes and smelled and colors and so many things, even out of body. I saw myself in different experiments. It changed the way I thought about our existence, about who we are, how we are, why we are, what we're capable of. I think more what we're capable of. I already knew that we're deeper and bigger than we've ever thought. But to see the magic of what we can open up our third eye, the magic of almost of a meditative state, or the magic of mind body control. And that's really the beginning of the teachings of Alpha State. As we were all laying down there in this very large room, nobody spoke. Now, I'm a very chatty person. I don't shut the fuck up. I don't. I don't shut the fuck up ever. That night, I was a fucking eagle. Somehow I was quiet. I'm laying down. Between 13 and 15 years old, you think I'm going to be quiet? You think I'm quiet any one time? We're always giggling and talking. And 300 people were dead silent. Not a whisper. And that I thought was weird. Then I feel it's weirder now. Fucking cult. So no, they're very cool people. They were all very cool people. Nothing was religious. That was also the other wild part. No part of this was religious. And I remember I was old enough because I was smoking at the time, where I was sneaking off and smoking cigarettes. And the instructor dude, he came up to me one day. He goes, "Listen, I know you're smoking." I'm like, "How the fuck do you know I'm smoking?" One of the other cats, and I'm like, he goes, "I just know. I know you've been doing it. I can smell it on you." I'm like, "You're right. I'm fucking smoking." He's like, "All right. Well, you were honest. Good." And he walked away. I'm like, "Shit. What was that all about? Scare me? And then I have to just be honest?" So it taught me a lesson. Always be honest. Always be authentic. Always be honest. Because even if you do get in trouble, it's less than the trouble you put yourself through mentally and physically by creating a lie to cover a lie. What retardedness is that? So be honest. Own up for the person or whomever or whatever you are. Sure, yeah, I was smoking. What the fuck's your problem? Good. There you go. Caught me. Congratulations. You're awesome. But I didn't even say that. He was just like, "Okay, great." Walked away. I was like, "Okay, great." And as a kid, so in this room, I was saying nothing. And to me, that's a big deal. And this lady walked us through a way to we were laying down and we let go of feeling and movement, more movement, like nothing could move from our feet. And it just moved all the way up our body until it get to our brain. And then when we got to our brain, it wasn't about stopping movement. It was about opening the channels of things. And at that point right there, it wasn't about leaving your body. It was freeing your mind. And that was the early stages that we were doing Alpha State. But that night, I became an eagle, flying through the sky, touching the tips of mountains, tasting the snow, kissing the sky with my wings. It was insane. It was insane. I came down in the water and I could feel it. The coldness of the water, the wetness, the taste of it. The hunger for food and energy and life. I became something else. And I realized that it wasn't imagination at that point. Because in your subconscious, we are more. We are so much more. In our conscious world, we fight ourselves. We fight everything we do. We fight everything around us. We question it and fight it and don't work with it and don't understand it. But subconsciously, we're in a different realm. So again, I mentioned why we're talking tonight. We're talking about what happens when we sleep. What happens when we fall asleep, when we dream. So I was just saying, astral projection, I have experience with it, and it's wild. I haven't been able to do it in a long time because I don't have excuses. I'm nothing but excuses. That's what I am. But no, I mean, during sleep, particularly in a deep REM, tomato, potato. But in deep REM sleep, some believe that our consciousness will detach from the body and travel to different planes of existence. And this is often called the astral projection. And again, I was talking about that a moment ago, where the mind or spirit explores non-physical dimensions while leaving the physical body behind. And when I was in alpha state, when I was in the middle of alpha state, and I was learning how to do out of body experience, I didn't believe this shit. I didn't believe it until I saw it, until I was it. I was there. And I was like, and you're not like, "Oh my God, this is holy shit, I was so wrong." No, you just feel. You just know. It's beyond a creative, imaginative understanding. What I saw and what I did, and when I was saying earlier, I saw the gum behind the post office box. So a week later, we went into town. We were on a afternoon excursion into town. I went to the post office. I went to the fucking mailbox. I went behind the fucking thing and there was gum. Go look at any kind of fucking mail post office place. There's no fucking gum on the back of the box. But in this town, Gunnison, Colorado, there's gum. And it's probably still there. It blew my mind. And I trusted at that moment. I never told anybody. It's not like they went and put the gum there to prove something to me. One kid out of 300 or 300 people. No, this proved it to me. I went back and the lady was teaching again. I'm like, you're amazing. I'm now listening. Now I'm sorry I even doubted anything. You are incredible in your teachings. Whatever her project was, and I wish I listened more as a kid, but I didn't because I was a prick. I was a childish, selfish, self-centered individual. And during a opportunity like that, I wish I had known it. The opportunity that it was, I wish I had paid more attention. I mean, I paid a lot of attention and I did learn a lot, and I'm capable of doing, I think doing and hearing it. It was all about opening up, really, not just your third eye, opening up your ability to manifest, to create, and to understand that our body is just a physical thing. We are capable of leaving that because we are more. We are the energy, we are the essence. And it's like you drive a car, you put gas in it. Well, this fucking body, you got to put gas in it. You know, the body, you got to put gas, you got to feed it, you got to nurture it, you got to put oil in it, you got to give it washes, keep it clean. You got to change its oil. I need new windshield wipers every so often. You know, new tires. Actually, I picked up some new shoes. So I'm like new tires, but they're pirate shoes. I picked up pirate shoes. So let's not get crazy. Pirate shoes. Okay. Anyways, but I think astral projection, deep REM sleep. What is a REM? I mean, what subconscious are you dropping into? And is that subconscious something beyond our understanding so that we can explore beyond that? Now, I sleep talk, not necessarily sleepwalk, but I talk. I talk so much so, I speak in accents and languages. I speak languages that I don't speak. I don't speak French. Voulez-vous? I don't speak that shit. But in my sleep, I do, in perfect accent. And so earlier, I mentioned, already that, the sleep talking, especially when involving unknown languages or accents, could that be a sign that we are communicating from these other realms or dimensions? We are communicating, but we don't even realize it. We are connected. So, when you have that deja vu, sometimes you have deja vu, or sometimes you feel like you've been there, but you haven't been there. You've traveled somewhere to another country and you feel like you're at home, but you're obviously not. But there you go. You have that feeling. You have that feeling because in other multiverse realities, you are living that life. You're drinking the vino and making the pasta, and you're in the fields, or you're making shoes or furniture or architecture. I don't fucking know. I'm looking at Italians in my head. Like, this is what they do, or the French. Hey, they like the cheese. Sorry about any characterizations I'm making. Sorry, not sorry. There you go. So, lucid dreaming and parallel realities. Here we go. So, lucid dreaming, where you're aware of and can control your dreams. It's kind of like what's his name in that movie? They were able to go into a dream. Where this offers the possibility that when we sleep, we access parallel realities. Some people report that speaking in different languages or using accents that they don't normally have when they talk in their sleep. Could this be the evidence of consciousness? Like consciousness crossing into alternate dimensions. So maybe even temporarily embodying a different version of yourself with different knowledge, different abilities, but it's you. You know, it's you within that different realm. Could it be that deep? Could it be that fucking crazy that we go to sleep and we can connect with our multiverse? The multiverse. I'm taking Marvel. I'm taking that Marvel multiverse shit. It's real. It's real in the sense that you apply it to our own dimensional thoughts. Let's get deeper. I'm going to make sure another old car smell just keep me moving here. All right, so let's go deeper. Quantum physics and the multiverse. Ready? So, quantum physics suggests that the possibility that consciousness interacts with the multiverse during sleep. You hear that? During sleep. That's when we are like downloading ourselves possibly into this multiverse. Even perhaps sleep talking in unknown languages or with unfamiliar accents is a sign that the mind is tapping into alternate versions of yourself from other timelines or other dimensions. Now, I'm using my interaction, what happens to me. I dream, I don't remember it. I dream, I remember nothing at all. And it's been like that for more than 20 years. So my interaction with that deep subconscious is just I speak in my sleep. And I do it a lot. And I speak in accents in my sleep that I don't use in regular life. I mean, I use accents. I've got quite a few. But in my sleep, it's not my accent I use to characterize somebody. It's my accent as that person. It's a different accent. And I speak the language where I don't normally. So I'm using that as the bouncing board here to talk about the alternate reality. The alternate reality and connection that we might have when we fall asleep. Let's keep moving. So while we sleep, we're recharging. While we sleep, we are we're like unloading our brain. We're unloading our emotion. We are unloading whatever energy we have left and recharging. So what does that mean? While we sleep, we may be reconnecting to the greater universal energy. We might be connecting to a source. So during this time, you know, we could be we are aligning with our true energetic selves. And perhaps that, you know, whatever, like speaking in our sleep, if you talk in your sleep, that could be, you know, a reflection of a deeper energy. Our spirit may be processing and exchanging information across different layers of consciousness. Woo! That's big shit right there. You know, maybe it's coming out as speech. Maybe that manifesting is coming out loud in speech while you're in your subconscious in a foreign language. You're manifesting, you're talking into existence what you're authentically asking for or searching for or needing. That's insane. I didn't even think of that possibly that going across and you know, through our processing and exchanging of information across different layers of consciousness, multiple consciousness coming together, it manifests physically. It manifests physically. That's wild. That's another example of physical becoming or emotion becoming physical, subconscious becoming physical. Wow. See how it moves? So let's get a little more deep mind wise here. So dreams as reflections of the subconscious, or collective unconscious. So Carl Jung's theory of collective unconscious suggests that dreams tap into a shared human reservoir of symbols, archetypes, and experiences. And when you speak in another language or with another accent during sleep, could it be your subconscious dipping into the collective knowledge of humanity? And that's where I talk about Nikolai Tesla or the Indian cat, the mathematician, absolute genius. And I keep forgetting his name. And again, I apologize. I'm going to find it. Or even Einstein, or so many thought-provoking people that changed the world around them. Were they tapping into this collective knowledge of humanity, this Akashic record? I mean, your mind might be accessing ancient memories or tapping into universal experiences shared by all of us while we sleep. But we don't realize it because we don't know how to tap into that. But by using our subconscious to our advantage, maybe we can. Maybe we can tap into that once, much like Tesla has done. Even he said he was not smart like that. He understood mechanics and electrical. He understood, he had a deep meaning for them. But he was also able to tap into that of information. The Akashic record, I think. I mean, that would be the. Now, let's jump a little bit deeper. A little bit deeper. So, we fall asleep. We fall asleep, what happens? Maybe we're traveling through time. Now, I know. You're like, okay, Warren, that's enough. You've now gone off the deep end. You're talking about, but what? Everything I've spoken about before is not wild like this. Let's get wild. Let's travel through time. Look, sleep could be a time when the mind transcends linear time or our understanding of time, allowing us to visit past lives or alternate futures. Remember, there is no past, present, or future. There's only now. But in that now, time is a river, and we can travel that river. We can go backwards and forwards. We can do it with energy and with intention, with power. But do we have that power? Do we have that capability? Quite possibly. Okay. So could this, especially time travel? Oh, excuse me. I think you're dealing with different lifetimes or even future versions from other timelines. And is all of this happening while you sleep in the subconscious? So when you manifest as you're falling asleep, are you setting your subconscious into not just different realities or traveling through time, but are you conjuring up that kind of an energy to change the now, to change your direction, to have the universe give you what you want? I told you we can get deep tonight. So I did want to quickly say, we don't talk religion on the show. And I really don't do it. We don't talk really business, or we don't talk politics. But communicating with a higher self, or even communicating with spirit guides, or whatever you may consider, when we go to sleep, is this that capability? I mean, sleep talking could be a sign of communication with higher aspects of yourself. You are talking to you, baby. I mean, like I say, it's not bad to talk to yourself. You have an amazing mind, and you can open it up sometimes by asking yourself questions that you just would, oh, that's silly. I mean, when you're speaking, could it be that your higher self is speaking through you when you dream? Maybe you're not listening to it. Perhaps the spirit guides are using your mind to relay messages or to send, or let's even talk about spirits from beyond. Like once we pass our physical form and we're basically super, energetic beings only, then at that point, hey, Christopher, welcome to the show. At that point, Are we, when we sleep, is that when we're connecting to the higher self, the higher collective? Like I mentioned it earlier, the big melting pot of humanity, thought and action and emotion and knowledge. So the shared knowledge, I think, is a big one. And I think when we sleep, we are capable of dipping into that. So I mean, I even have some notes where I was talking about maybe the afterlife, um, and using, I guess, your subconscious to connect to different energies, because it's all about energy and it's all about how we connect. It's all about how we approach. I think this is very far out talk, yo. And Christopher over here is far out. And yeah, it is. It is all far out. By the way, with the glasses, you can't see crazy eyes. With the glasses, it's no crazy eyes. So, plus, it's so bright in here. You see that? It's like a sun, an artificial sun that is currently blinding me. So, I don't have a ring light. I used to, and it broke. So, uh, well, I love that you put that here. I'm just going to show that really quick. Um, and it's amazing that you are having very clear dreams, because maybe you have a very clear connection to that subconscious, a very clear connection, and maybe control. You are controlling where it's going. You are controlling the energy of how it happens. Mm. I haven't dreamed in such a long time. And I was saying it earlier on the show that it's been so long since I've actually dreamed. So for me, it's I don't know, it's always one of those things. I wish I did dream. I wish I could see what I was processing in the subconscious. Because again, where are we traveling? Where are we going? And all this conversation, I want to let you know, was brought on by the Joe of Rogan, Joe Rogan. I caught a glimpse into one of his shows, and it was they were touching on this. You go to sleep, what happens? Where do you go? Where do you go? I mean, even in a comical way, your physical body is laying there. You go somewhere. Like when you're in deep, deep subconscious sleep or rest or whatever it might be, you are shutting off your connection to your body. And your mind is, you can, if you are manifesting or creating and you are in so much control that you're capable of creating the world around you, creating your subconscious world to work to your advantage or work towards your positive flow. I think that's skill. That's, maybe monks or people are very in touch with their minds. I'm not. I have to go through that alpha state. And even in alpha states, I have to have a direct intentional control of what I'm looking to do. I think, I'm getting your stream from LinkedIn. It's always a tad behind. LinkedIn's always a little bit behind, but I'm always trying to come live, show the smoke sesh love, especially on a Sunday. Uh, Space Cabbage to be a part of the plot. Something space. There was a wait. Which was it? It was like where you choose your. It was Hitchhiker's Guide. I think it was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, or Choose Your Adventure. Maybe it wasn't Hitchhiker's Guide. God, I can't remember. It was, maybe it was. And you had to choose your adventure. But one of the things that the guy had found in the hold was like either it was like a green food or it was like, I think it was space cabbage. And it just completely destroyed the entire rest of the trip. Let me see. But he's writing, so Christopher's writing a screenplay. Where do you go when you dream? Science cannot answer these. Well, science can't. So I want to post that really quick. Okay. So Christopher's saying exactly, where do you go when you dream? Science cannot answer these questions. Really, science can't answer them. So tonight we're talking about the possibilities of it. Where are you going? Where are we connecting? And how can we bring that collective knowledge, that collective understanding back to our physical realm? So I believe you can do it the same way you manifest. If you're manifesting and creating things within your subconscious as you fall asleep, maybe use those same tactics to tell yourself or work yourself to finding that Akashic record. And the Akashic record, let's talk about it. Let's quickly mention it. Let's quickly say, hey, what's happening here? What's the story here? Morning Glory. Why are my notes going away? Notes, come back to me. Why don't you recognize me? This is, my fingerprint. There we go. Thank you. Okay, we're back. Where do we go when we dream? Science cannot answer these questions really, and it cannot, and that is insane. And it is insane. So, Akashic record. According to some spiritual traditions, the Akashic records store every event, thought, and emotion across time. Everything. Sleep talking or dreaming or sleepwalking, sleep eating, it's all involved because it's not you. You're crossing somewhere else, living as somebody else possibly. And they're taking over while you sleep. But probably through maybe you're allowing it. It's the Akashic records. There's got to be a way that you can manifest your intention to draw upon the knowledge of past lives, to draw upon the knowledge of others' lives and experiences, to use it as a vast wisdom, a hall of records of understanding of do's and don'ts, where it's where everybody downloads everything all the time, and it sits there in the ether or in the magical realm that lives in between all of our different multi-realities. I don't know. It's the buffer zone with all the information. And some people have tapped into it. I mentioned this Indian cat, the mathematician, and I feel terrible that I still don't know his name. And I will later, and then I'll always know his name because I'll never forget it. Probably one of the smartest people in the history of time, for his ability to access that almost like that like that hall of record, that ability to be able to jump into that. So that's wild. And it's wild that maybe we can use that manifestation to create that ability to open up that information for all. I see over here, what strain? Well, right now I am smoking some Goldflower cannabis, and this is the ideal cannabis. This right here is Old Car Smell. It is gassy. It is cheesy. It's a good smoke. This is my second one. This is my second one. But you know something? It's Sunday. I'm breaking down the mind and the body. This right here is a hybrid leaning indica, but it doesn't indica me. Indicas usually relax the mind, relax the muscle. This one right here, it's a little different. It keeps me smooth. It keeps me soulful. It keeps me moving, but not overly excited, because I am always overly excited. I am always full energy, 100%. But when I smoke an indica, I'll be like, oh my God, what have I done? Because my brain will start shutting down. My muscle and my body shuts down. Sometimes if I need it, it's a great thing, but it's got to be planned. Because if I've got things to do, I've got to sativa back up again. I've got to move things back in the right direction. So Old Car Smell, I like the cheese. I love blue cheeses. I love gassies. I love diesel. This one is diesely and gasoly and cheesily and something strangely, fermenting in the back of a vehicle. And so, but in a good way, I suppose, because it now smells superb. So this right here is Old Car Smell. And Goldflower Cannabis, they are a provider here a medical provider here in the state of Florida. What I love is it's hand trimmed. So the trichomes stay on the bud. What I love is that it's organic. What I love is that it's living soil. That right there is the magic combination. Everything works in combination. Cannabis works in combination. Remember, no singular cannabinoid is the trick. The trick is full plant medicine with maybe a little more THCV than usual on its own, with full plant medicine as a synergistic effect. But no, this is a beautiful strain. I could smoke these all night. Actually, I can't. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, James. And I have to tell you, it is a lovely choice. It's been delicious. Now, I'm very excited for the Mount Hood Magic to come back, or the Emerald Apricot. Oh, fantastique. Those are sativas, but they're vasodilators. They're high in THCV. They open up the blood vessels. They get things pumping and working. Works great with my fibromyalgia and my neuropathy. I love Durban Poison or any of the Durban strains, Durban crosses. Really enjoy them. I love sativas. They changed my life. Never used to be a big sativa lover. And as I unlearned and relearned how the combination and synergistic effect of cannabinoids can affect my body, it's changed everything. And so anyways, sativas are great. So we're talking, we're reaching into the Akashic record. We're time travelers. When we go to sleep, where are we going? We're traveling time and dimension and realities. And we come back to our physical body. Because if not, then maybe we meld into another reality. Maybe we're forced into another us. Like when I fell out of my truck and I feel like I probably died. Or when the meteor came crashing down, but didn't, and it changed direction. Or like when I fell out of my truck, but I didn't fall. Instead, I was just standing there. The realities changed. The multiverse of our lives and changes. It just melded into another one. Unless, of course, it's a forced. I don't know. It was wild, and it's been wild. So that's why when I look at these possibilities, the impossible is always possible. So now, during sleep, the mind could be acting as a navigator of different dimensions. If we are subconsciously already manifesting that and putting ourselves into that driver's seat as Captain Kirk, and we are now going to travel where no man has been before. With going into different dimensions, with each dream or sensation corresponding to different realities or frequencies. You're the captain. You're the eye. When you realize that the world does revolve around you because you're creating it. When you realize that you are the navigator of the stars and the skies and the universes and the realities all around you, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to put together. But in that, you are the one controlling it. You are the one creating it. I love that shit. It's exciting. And that's why tonight we talked about what happens. What happens when we go to sleep? Now I'll tell you, I manifest in my subconscious. As I'm falling asleep, if there's something that I authentically need, or a direction I need to go, and I'll be honest, what I was manifesting the other day, okay? So you know. I'm not going to hide anything. I'm not saying, look, I do a lot, and I'm constantly moving, and I'm constantly busy. But my stomach keeps getting bigger, and I keep gaining weight somehow, and I don't know what the hell's happening. I don't. It's not cookies or ice cream, because you can't blame the cookies and the ice cream. You just can't. I work. I work late in the evening, and so the cookies and the ice cream talk to me from the freezer, and they're like, "Oren, uh, you know where we are. Come, just come. A bite, one bite." So I take one little bite of ice cream, and that's it. Then I'll eat the entire gallon or half gallon. Or no, I'm not that bad. So as I've been manifesting, I'm trying to manifest me working out, me getting into the mindset of eating better and being healthier. I'm manifesting that I'm already living a healthier lifestyle. I am manifesting that I am already living, and in my manifestation, I am lifting weights. I am. In my manifestation, I'm doing, oh shit. In my manifestation, I'm doing curls. I'm doing push ups, pull ups. I suck at pull ups. I am the worst at pull ups. I couldn't eat, I don't know why. It's like, there's a lot of weight here, and I've got to pull it all up. The other day, I did 5 solid, good. I was like, 1, 2, let's wait a second. 3, 5 good pull ups. I did like 40 push-ups, but solid. I mean, I could do more, and all funky, like all over the place. Sit-ups, I suck at sit-ups. So 10 good ones before I'm all over the place. But I am manifesting it. And keep in mind, I have a little dumbbell bar thing where I kind of throw it all around as I'm working out, and I feel like I'm just using momentum and pull, and I'm not really working that hard. So in all of my working out, I am manifesting it ahead of time. But me eating right, for example, I'm on the road, and I have appointments every single day. Instead of stopping at Wawa and picking up, or stopping at Culver's, I do love Culver's and their shrimp. Their shrimp are absolutely delicious. Just gonna throw that out there. And so they got these butterfly shrimp that call my name. And not only do they call my name, their chocolate custard shakes call my name with cheesecake and toffee bits inside. That's what I like. It's really tasty. You can call that the Oren, because that's what it is, damn it. Toffee, cheesecake, chocolate custard. Fuck yeah. Delicious. And so instead of getting the shrimp and cheese sauce and chocolate shake, oh my god, I feel like I'm like Elvis. I'll take the banana. Oh, I'll take the banana sandwich with peanut butter. Oh, butter, lots of butter, more butter. Oh, some chocolate pieces in there. But that's what it feels like sometimes. And instead of doing that, I went to Tropical Smoothie and got a fucking avocado shake, avocado chocolate banana something. And how was it? It was healthy. And then the next day I stopped and got a green drink. Now I make my own smoothies, and I'll make my own green drinks and juices and extractions, and they're beautiful and delicious. But when I buy them somewhere else, they just taste very healthy and just healthy. So, but I've been manifesting that lately, and manifesting the better choices. Like right now, I could be drinking, and it's in front of me. I could be drinking this deliciousness, but I'm not. I'm drinking this because it's still got a lot of sugar, and it's still just as bad, but it's not as bad as that bad. So I'm doing one less bad. Look, you make one small choice or one small change, all of a sudden, everything around starts to change a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And you notice it a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, and you notice it. Whatever. It's the sunglasses. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm just, hippity hoppity. I'm just here moving to my own beat today. I've got music playing somewhere in my head, like a samba. That's what I feel like it is. I feel like I want to dance a little bit. I'm just okay. But there's no music going. But I hear By the way, thank you everybody for joining me this evening, Sunday Smoke Sesh. And it's been delicious. We've been smoking through a couple of grams of old car smell from Goldflower cannabis, sitting at 27, 28%, and the terps are at like 1.89, so 1.9. Terps are very important to me, terpenes. And the reason I say that is because your terpenes are what shape your entourage, not hybrid indica or sativa. Indica and sativa are just shapes of plants. I really feel the big thing are the flavors and the taste. There's an indica called Flow. Well, no, it's a sativa, but it comes from two indicas. Flow is a sativa, but she is the cross lineage of Afghani and Purple Thai. Those are two incredibly strong indicas. So strong in there. You smoke it and you're done. You're on the couch, you're on the floor, you're somewhere. We don't know. See, I have terrible accents and characterizations. And sorry, not sorry. So that's why I'm saying, oh, talking in my sleep. Listen, I talk in my sleep, but it's different languages. I talk in my sleep. It's different people, different versions, different understandings. I mean, I think during sleep, I'm telling you, the mind is just a transportation device. It's just the capability of seeing and understanding more. But it's what we allow ourselves to understand. So earlier, I said we are the ones who hold ourselves back. We are our own worst nightmares. If we get out of the way of ourselves, the world is at our doorstep. The world is at our feet. The world is at your hands. I don't know where the fucking world is. I don't know where it's coming, but it's there. And so things change. Look, I'm getting older. Obviously, we're all getting older. Every fucking day we're getting older. But we need to get healthier. We need to feel better. Just because we're getting older doesn't mean we need to neglect our body. And that's why I do push the health and wellness of cannabis a lot, because cannabis is it's in combination. So I lost weight using cannabis, but I was using strains that were sativas high in THCV, the extended hydrocarbon. So the beautiful thing about this extended hydrocarbon, normally only found in sativas, of course we haven't found anything different from that, and strains like Durban Poison or like Malawi Gold, Durban, mostly Durban strains, but there are a few others that pop up and they're very exciting. A Durban strain, high in THCV, not realizing at the time Durban was the way to go, but I just loved the way it worked and felt in my mind and my body. So I was smoking sativas when I was turned on to them. And that began my appetite control. That began my blood sugar regulation. We're going to jump into this. This is THCV. And actually, it comes out in the morning, I think. Just going to give you a preemptive, hey, guess what's coming tomorrow? If you follow me on LinkedIn, I have an article that's releasing in the morning about THCV and insulin control, weight loss. This is where I began my journey. I was 350-ish, 60 pounds. I got pretty heavy, but it wasn't just that. I was depressed. I became lethargic and lazy and unwanting for anything in life. I did not see the enthusiasm in life. I saw nothing. And I wanted nothing. I just was deteriorating. I was not this energetic powerhouse that you see me right now. I wanted, not even for the health of myself or anybody else. I was self-centered, self-hating, self-deteriorating. A friend came over, and this is when I was coming off of pain pills, or I was still on pain pills. But again, this is so many moons ago. I mean, we're talking about many, 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 many moons. So sativas took me on a journey. That day he was like, "All right, man, I'm like, what are we smoking? This thing's delicious." He came over, we smoked. I didn't need pain pills. He goes, oh, it's a sativa. I'm like, whoa. He goes, no. He goes, sativas aren't what you think they are. And they're not. We are told sativas are going to race our minds and race our heartbeat. We're told sativas are going to make us feel crazy. Sativas helped me find my true energy, my enthusiasm for life, my flavor for life. I blame a lot of that on sativas. Um, Mostly through energy, mostly through the want of the energy of life. So it's the combination. And so when I say I lost weight because of cannabis, I was smoking a lot of sativas. So I was just eating less. Before I was eating everything in sight. But now with the sativas, it's not like I wasn't hungry. I was hungry for something specific. And I had to quell that flavor that was bursting, for attention in my mind and my body. And that's what I needed. And that's when I really learned to cook. That's when I learned to take food into into the control from my own hands. Instead of giving it to somebody else's control that I just wasn't quite happy or it wasn't what I was looking for, now I became the chef. I became the one in control of my food. And that's actually what began my journey into becoming a chef. But that wasn't my final destination. My final destination is everything. It's 1,000 things. It's everything and anything that makes the heart and the body sing. Work is life, life is work. You don't just work. You live. And if you're not living while you're working, then you're missing out on life. It's not like, well, I'll put up with this job for 20 years so I can retire and da 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 da. 20 fucking years of your life you're gonna sacrifice? Have you lost your mind? Yes, you have. If you don't love it, you don't do it. It's like me and weed. If I can't eat it and I don't love it, I don't smoke it. I'm very picky. I'm very. What are you smoking there? Oh, no, no, no. I'm okay. I'm okay. No, I think that's the beginning right there. So going back, cannabis and the combination. So I lost weight using sativas, but also changing my eating habits. Also, now I'd learned this one from Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee never smoked a joint, but he ate raw cannabis. That means he would take the bud from a pouch that he used to carry, a little brown pouch, like a satchel, very like the wizard. What's his name? I don't know. From the Polter of Harry, whatever. So Bruce Lee had a little satchel with weed, with cannabis, with the bud. He would take out a piece, when his stomach started acting up and bothering him. He would eat. He would put it in his mouth and he would chew it until it became until he would emaciate it. He would turn it into juice. He would pull the oils and the natural juices and full plant medicine out of it. And then he would swallow it. So then, now on its way down to his stomach, that juice is assimilating and blending into his bloodstream and it's becoming part of him. And then it's also getting to his stomach where then it would heal the his acid reflux, his nausea, his ability he couldn't eat. But eating raw cannabis also it started healing. So the pre-cannabinoids, cannabis is a superfood. And even before you decarboxylate it and heat it, it's magnesium, manganese, omega-3s, omega-6. There's fibers and proteins, and there are a combination, a combination right there. It's a damn good combination. Shut the hell up, you're gonna love it. But but there's a synergistic effect that plant has, even raw. So eating it raw, and I found out later that eating sativas or certain terpenes. So it wasn't necessarily sativas, but it was a certain combination of terpenes, and I'll have to show the terpenes. But eating that raw, just as cannabis, I want to say it changed my metabolism. And that's a paper on its own. But I would look at food before. And now I was eating the wrong food, and I was eating it the wrong, and I'm still like tonight, well, I didn't, I ate early today, but normally I eat at the wrong time. But with eating raw cannabis, those natural, those pre-cannabinoids and in their kind of live function within my body changed my metabolism, turned my food into energy. Instead of just turning it into fat and storing it, it mentally changed its function, its direction. I eat and it just fuels the fire. I am pure energy all day. So if I eat, I am pure energy that is now fed. So, but before I wasn't. I would eat and just ferment. I would eat and become the couch. But I also believe it's the food that I was eating. And it was that combination. So the greasy pizzas and the bread, those sugars, and it just slowed down my whole body. The pasta or the heavy meals and the big burgers just slowed me down. So because of cannabis and the sativas and the THCV, I stopped wanting all of that. I used to go to buffets. Used to love buffets. Buffet. You go to the buffet, you'll never know what you find. Now, I will not go to buffets, only because I'm afraid of the food temperatures. I know better. You motherfuckers aren't checking on this shit all the time. That's been sitting there a really long time. Don't touch it. Not just that. I used to want all of that because I was looking for something. And I would eat all of it and never find what I was looking for. Now, because of cannabis, the terpenes open up different taste buds. We only have, I think, like 5 or 6 sensory taste buds where we can only taste specifically 5 or 6 different things. And normally we just eat and we just shovel food down our throat and we don't think about it. We don't live it and taste it and love it. We don't. We've forgotten how to. And when we get high, all the stress and pain of life, we just take it off and we put it on that imaginary table. We don't even fucking do it. It does it for us. And then all of a sudden we eat something and we're like, oh, this tastes amazing. Why have I not tasted this before? I feel like Captain Kirk when I'm talking when I'm high. Like, how can we go to that next level beyond this burger? So I think it's that combination that changes the entire world of cannabis and the talk of cannabis. For me, it's helped me lose weight and center my mind. I've done it through eating better eating choices. And subconsciously, I was hitting myself with those better choices. And then in my physical realm, I'm making better choices. I mean, it's not perfect, and I'm not perfect, and I'm not making great choices all the time, but they're better than the shitty choices I was making before. And I'm manifesting them, those decisions, those actions, as I fall asleep into my subconscious. And again, where do we go? Where do we go when we're there in that subconscious? The subconscious has no limitation. It has nobody holding you back, controlling you. There is no past, present, future. You are just now in this open grand central station. And the direction you can go is unlimited, universal. And it's been proven that that is a starting point if we use it properly. As we go to sleep, as we try to manifest these things, we do it with intention. We do it with intentional questions. We want intentional answers, intentional actions. And that's what we should carry into the next day. That kind of energy, that kind of want for life. That's one of the things that I had to manifest. When I first started, when I came out of the whole alpha state, I was a kid. I was sent there as a punishment, and it ended up being a gift beyond gifts that I just never really appreciated properly. But I'm glad that I remembered a lot of the techniques of letting go and entering into an astral projected out of body experience type of thing. And how has that helped me now? It's really just more for meditation. It's more for understanding that there's more beyond our physical realm. And I have I have a fear of the unknown. Like I'm afraid of death. I'm afraid of it just all stopping and not knowing what's next. So for me, the exploration of an out of body experience would be what happens when you die. You die, you actually see you leaving your body. That's what I've seen. That's what I've been capable of doing, of leaving my body. And you leave your physical form. That's what happens when you die. But instead, when you die, you are directed down this vision tunnel. You're directed with people waiting for you. I don't know. I've never seen people waiting. I've never seen anybody around me. Just me. Unless like that room of people that were all doing it at the same time. We had done it like that for a couple of weeks. Not all 300 had been back for every single one of those sessions. Session, that was another word I couldn't remember. And but as I had left my body, and as I was able to pull myself out almost energetically, you can look around and you see everybody around you. You see everything. And you are then at that point projecting yourself into your next reality. You are projecting yourself. You are directing where you go. You want to be in the Sahara? Boom. Bring yourself there. You want to be on the top of the Eiffel Tower? Boom. On the London Bridge? Boom. In the Queen's Castle? Boom. You can bring your energetic self there. It's all through the projection of self. Was I capable of doing those things? No. No, I think that takes a lot of time and understanding and effort. I could only go short distances or places. I felt nauseous after doing it, and even during, like in that energetic form, I remember moments where I felt sick. There's another big experiment, which I think I've mentioned it before on another show, that there are experiments with time and space and astral projection, alpha state. You know something? Now that I put one and one together, astral projection and alpha state obviously are the exact same thing. Wow. I think alpha state was the project this lady was promoting or doing or testing. I think I was I might have been a test subject. One of many. We were put into small groups afterwards. We did so many different. Wow, I was a test subject for like 2 months. They fed us well, and you know, movies. There was pizza nights. There was there was. We were test subjects. Wow, I am. Wow. Okay. So I've come to a crazy realization here on Sunday Smoke Sesh that I was a child test subject, unbeknownst probably to my parents, because they sent me there and they went to Europe. And I was at this place in Gunnison, Colorado, at and this is, look, this had to be like between 14 and 16. No, because I know 16, because then I was sent to military school afterwards. So I was sent there first, and then I was sent to military school. Whoa, the timeline is coming together beautifully now. It takes a while. Sometimes everything pops back together, and then you start looking back at time going, holy shit, wait a second, that happened. Wait a second, that happened too. I think, and then what was so funny, so the other day, Ange, turned around and she was like, Oren, you remember your mom called you once? This is just an off the wall story. I'm just going to repeat. I probably said it before, but remember your mom called you really late at night one time, and she was like really drunk, and I'm like, yeah, and she was like, and she was like, you'll never believe what's going on, Oren. And I'm like, right, and she was like, she called you and she said she was in bed with Lady Gaga. And I'm like, right, right. She goes, well, you're never going to believe this, but there's a story that Lady Gaga really likes sleeping with people. Like, not necessarily sex, but no sex, but she just likes cuddling with people in bed. And she likes having, like, if, they're friends of hers, or if you're friends and you're close, she cuddles with people in her bed. I was like, really? I mean, that's the story. The story is, and you can look it up somewhere, whatever. Look up Lady Gaga likes cuddling. I don't know. But Angie brought me the story. I was like, holy shit, that's pretty amazing. And my mother, so funny story. My mother called me one night from Netanya. Netanya is a beach town in Israel, and she was staying with one of her friends. I've got to remember this friend because the lady was so funny. I mean, she had an issue where she would fall asleep all the time, like out of nowhere, and she would drive. And my mother would say, I remember being a kid. Maybe I'll get to this in a second. But anyway, so this lady, they were in entertainment, so they knew all the stars and they knew all the people, and so obviously my mom had, I don't know any part of it other than my mom calls me at like 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, and she's like, oh, this lady, this Gaga, this something, she dresses beautiful, she's looking great tonight. I'm just letting you know we are in bed together right now. She's in bed. I'm in bed. We are going to cuddle. We've been drinking. It's beautiful. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, mom, okay, I love you. And yeah, you enjoy. You be whatever. I don't know what the fuck's going on. You call me later and tell me everything. She goes, oh, then I will. I will. But this is crazy. You know the lady, right? You know her. I'm like, of course, I know the Lady of Gaga. And that she goes, yes, the Lady of Gaga. Yeah, it's so beautiful. So, anyways, that was the story. And never quite believed it until Angie the other day. I mean, I believed it. Everything for my mother. I never doubted my mother. My mother was an incredible, energetic soul. When she left this earth, the earth missed an amazing woman and lost an amazing energy and soul. I mean, amazing. Nobody like her. I've learned from her, and I'm not even the 1/10 of what she was. I wish on that for myself. I try to manifest that to be even a tenth of my mother. Amazing energy, amazing. All right, what was I talking about? See, I'm off in La La Land, and we are okay. So I think I don't even think I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about now. And that's the coolest thing about this show. You can talk about everything. You can get deep. You can get crazy. You can go into past lives and energies, and you can talk it all. But what it's really about is the community. What it's really about is all of us coming together and just smoking, just talking, just listening, just being there from all the platforms, from all the places, just coming together. And that's what this is. Sunday Smoke Sesh. We really don't have a topic, so don't have any expectations. Thank you all for joining me tonight. And remember, this is the beginning of your week, the beginning of whatever you may want to call it. This right here, Sunday, not Monday, Sunday. Sunday is the beginning. It's loosely planning by living it by the seat of your pants, but by sending out lots of intention for that week. Understand that what you want out of this week, what you want to achieve, what you need to achieve, what you need to become, why you need to become that. All of that, and manifest it, create it, become it. Know that you are the eye at the top of the pyramid. You are the creator of life, not just around you, but the universe around you. And you are melding with others around you. You are sharing your quantum capabilities, your quantum computing, your singular manifestation of everything. And then there are others and they come to share theirs. And then you're melding your universe into their universe, and then your realities become intertwined. And you can help control that, the direction of how your life goes. Not just by who you intermingle your galaxies with. God, I make that sound so dirty, but that could be like a dirty film, like intermixing galaxies. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm high. Yeah. That old car smell was pretty strong. At first, I'm gonna tell you something. I was sitting there and I'm like, it's a nice smoke. And I don't feel it taking me down anywhere. And it's not. I don't feel down, but I feel, hey, very relaxed. Very, I'm not going to say it. I was going to say it, but then I was like, no, I'm not giving life to that phrase. But it makes me feel very cool. I like that. That's a relaxing strain. So old car smell, if you like it funky, you like it cheesy, you like a little diesel, a little gassy, you like a body high that it's like you take a deep breath and you're like, yeah, good. And then it's like, oh, and you're like, oh, good. Good. Very nice. Good. I don't know why the vampire voice starts to come out. So I went to the store earlier today because I'm going to be a vampire. I'm going to be a dab day. If you're going to be a dab day, I'm going to be a dab day. D-A-B-D-A-Y. Dab day. Halloween, Jacksonville. Ooh, I hear Sublime is going to be there. I think. No, they won't. They're going to be at another event. Who gives a shit? So, Jacksonville Glass Factory, the 26th, which is 6 days away. 6 days. 6 days away. Yes. Wow. Excitement. So 6 days away. The energy is going to be insane. It's all insane. I'm so excited. I'm coming in full force. I'm bringing my golden megaphone, my severed arms. I'm bringing my severed arms. I'm bringing all of it. No, actually, these are for the house. These are for the house. I'm going to chain these up and have them hanging from the rafters. Person who brings the mail is going to be like, oh, fuck this. I'm not dropping mail here anymore. This is ridiculous. I think it's creepier because I'm next door to a cemetery. So if I'm hanging body parts from the house, is that in bad taste? I mean, I've got a lot of land, but is it bad taste to hang body parts from the house, legs and feet and hands, and just have them all dangling like we're drying meats on hooks? It's plastic. It's not real. So, okay. Since nobody's directly saying anything like it's in bad taste, we are going to go with no, not bad. Oh, wow. It is bright. We're going to go back to the glasses. Woo! Forgot how bright it was in here. These are great. Got these because I was actually jealous of Angie's glasses. She got these really cool glasses that I bought her because she wanted to be like Jeff Goldblum in that new series, Chaos. And so I got her a pair of glasses that were very chaos-like, and these are very chaos-like, and I'm loving them. They bring out a whole chaos kind of energy, kind of let's get shit done, boss energy. You've got to feel like you're in control to get things done. If you don't feel like you're in control and you feel like you're all over the map, the same thing, then nothing gets done. nothing will get completed. You've got to take control of your energy, of your intention, of your plans and your projects. And that's something I've been learning more than ever before, is getting things done. Don't put them off to the side. If you can get it done now, get it done and then move on. You don't have to worry about it anymore. It's off your mind. My whole life I worried and I stressed because I wouldn't get everything done. It would be in process. Or I'd be like, well, I can't afford it now, but I have enough money for it. But if I don't do it now and then do that, just do it. Get it done. Make sure you have enough to survive on things, but get it done. Move it off of your head, whether it's money or project or responsibility or whatever it needs to be that you need to complete. Complete it. Be done with it. Move on with it. That's really my smallest lesson in starting to, no fucking lesson. There is no lesson. Who gives a shit? It's just what's helped me is get things done, one thing at a time, and move on to the next, and move on to the next. Now, sometimes I can't get things done. So I take it and I move it to the, we'll revisit eventually. I'll get back to it when, if there's possibilities for it. And if there is not, then it may get forgotten about. We're pushed off to the side once again. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm letting it go. Much like I do with the stress of life and the stress of just living. We carry so much with us. We think about the past. We plan for the future nonstop. And that consumes all of us. It consumes everything we do, every decision, every action, every flavor and taste that we miss, every friendship that we miss, because we are so consumed with bullshit and bullshit and bullshit. So when you take all the bullshit and you put it on that imaginary table, let it sit there. It's not going away, it's there. But it's not consuming everything in your body, in your brain, in your decision. The reason you don't taste food, because you're just shoving it down your throat, getting to the next thing. You're not enjoying the flavor of life because of all that shit, all the bullshit from the past, and all the bullshit still in the future that hasn't happened, and the past hasn't happened anymore because it's already gone. But it's not gone. It's still there. It's now. Everything is now. So when you are in the now, a beautiful breeze blows and you can stop and enjoy it and be like, wow, that was beautiful. There was such a story behind that wind, behind that rustling of leaves. I mean, there's more to it. But you don't have time for it normally in life because it's too quick for us. We have too much shit going on. We create all that shit that's going on. We make all that shit that goes on. That's us. We are the creators of that. So you just kind of take it, move it off. That's it. Approach your day with a little bit of kindness, a little bit of love, and a little bit of understanding. Approach every single day with more kindness, more emotional connection, just more love, more kindness, more connection. I know it's a lot to ask for. Easier said than done. Okay. Maybe tomorrow you don't want to approach the day with any of that, or no more than what you did the day before. Maybe you're not bringing extra tomorrow. Who gives a shit? Don't. 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 Do it only if you feel it. Do it only because you want it. Do it only because you know the universe will send it back to you. And it'll be sweeter. It'll be better. It'll be bigger. It'll be grander because of what it means. It'll be grander because of the help that it caused for others, the convenience for others, the futures and dreams for others that maybe you helped. That's huge. That's grand. And just to know that comes back to me And that's world changing. That's everything. That's my why. That's why, right there. That emotion that I felt just for a moment there, thinking about anything that I've ever done to ever help anybody. And that's because it helped them. That's it. Because it worked for them, because it made them smile, because it brought convenience or understanding or education or work or money or life or a roof or a bed, whatever small thing that I did to help change, to make their lives bigger, made my life bigger. That's it. That's the point. That should be the only point. I mean, when it's all said and done, what's left? It's those beautiful energies and those beautiful people and life and the flavor and the taste and the smell and the energy of people. That's it. Energy of people. I get very emotional when I because I think that's what I would miss most out of anything in life would be energy of people. Mm. So, to better health, to better judgment, I'm going to go manifest that I'm working out or something. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to manifest a couple of push-ups and sit-ups. Let's see how well that does for my stomach. So far, there are no physical changes. Y'all have an amazing night, amazing week. Catch me again Wednesday Smoke Sesh, 8 o'clock on all these channels that we're on. And that's it. Thank you for joining me, everybody, for coming to me from wherever you've come to me on the Twitch, on the LinkedIn, on the YouTube, on the Facebook. Tonight, we didn't go on the Insta Cha-Cha, but I am going to post it. So there you go. Boom, boom. Thank you. Have a great night. Have a great everything. We'll see you soon on the Wednesday smoke session, then the Sunday. Wait, no, then the Friday, then the Sunday, then back on a Wednesday, and then da-da-da-da-da. Ho-ho! We will talk about exciting things next week. We will talk about things that I didn't talk about tonight, that I wanted to talk about tonight. All right, I'm done. Have a great night. Ciao. Bye.